In this tutorial, I'll demonstrate all the steps to create a basic catalog starting from a spreadsheet. For clarity, I'll use only a small data set, but the same principles apply to a catalog of any size. I'll start with importing data using the data mapping method, and then demonstrate the much easier copy and paste method. To successfully import the data, every row in the spreadsheet must belong to a category. If your spreadsheet does not contain categories, you can use Excel's autofill function to create these. First, insert a new column. The column name is not important, but for clarity, I'll just give it the name category. Next, enter the name of the category on the first row, and then drag this name down through the rest of the rows in the category. Repeat this step for every category. Some exported files may already contain the photo name, but you can import without it. If you're going to be creating your photos later, the autofill function can save you some time. In this example, I'll name the photos using the part number in column C. First, I'll insert another column and name it Photo. Next, I'll enter this formula in the top row. This formula is just the label of the cell containing the part number, C2, the AND symbol, and then .jpeg in brackets. Using the autofill function, I can quickly add the photo names, and when I create the photos later, these are the names I'll use. This spreadsheet is now ready to import. If you're using CleverCAT version 2, you'll need to save your spreadsheet in the Excel 97 2003 format. If you're using CleverCAT version 3, you'll save the spreadsheet as an Excel 2007 or 2010 workbook. A file cannot be opened by two different programs at the same time, so close the spreadsheet before importing. On CleverCAT's main menu, click the Import File Selection button. Select the file, and your spreadsheet should appear in the preview window below. Click the Data Mapping button to continue. This opens the mapping form where you select columns from your spreadsheet. Category is the only required selection. Click the down arrow and select a column name. If you have photo names in your spreadsheet, select that column as well. Select some columns from your spreadsheet that you want to import. The order doesn't matter. These labels are just for reference. They don't have to match the column names, and you can change them anytime after importing. There is a data importing tutorial which covers importing options in greater detail. For this example, these are the only selections needed. Click the Append button to start the import. Exit this form to return to the main menu. The Categories list now shows the newly imported categories as well as a count of how many items are in that category. Click the Data View button. This form shows your data in a spreadsheet-like format. Select any name in the Category window to see the records for that category in the Data window. The labels you entered in the data mapping form were imported here as well. The data mapping method is useful if you're going to make updates in the spreadsheet and synchronize them with the database later. Now, I'll demonstrate the much easier copy and paste method. Create a new category by entering its name on the bottom row of the category window. Open the spreadsheet and select the columns you want. Press Ctrl-C to copy them to the clipboard. Return to CleverCAT and select the matching columns. Press Ctrl-V to paste these columns into the current category. That was much easier and faster. You can copy columns, rows, or blocks of cells from the spreadsheet, but you'll need to make sure that these are in the same order on both the spreadsheet and the data window. Using this method, I copied data from all categories into a single category. That's not a problem, as you can easily cut and paste data between categories. You can use the Copy and Move buttons on the form, or simply cut and paste rows the same way you would on a spreadsheet. Now that your data is imported, you'll need to tell CleverCAT where to find your photos. You can organize your photos into different folders, so you'll need to select a folder for every category. Double-click the Image Folder field to make that selection. Because this data already has file names recorded, and the photos were created beforehand, they automatically show up in the Preview window. If you did not import photo file names, you can double-click the Photo field and select a photo from the specified folder. The next step is to select an existing printing template or create a new one. Every category can have a different printing template if required. I'll select one of the sample templates and click the Print Preview button. This is just a sample template, so the fields you want printed may not be selected for printing. Now, I'll demonstrate creating a new template. Press the Escape key to close the preview, and then exit to the main menu. Then, click the Template Designer button. On this form, you select the template you want to modify. The template list is divided into two groups, the sample templates included with the software, and a list of templates that you create. If you click the New Template button, you will be asked to give the template a name, and it will be placed on the My Templates list. Select this template and click the Page Setup button. The Page Setup form is where you make selections about the page margins, headers, footers, as well as the general layout of products on the page. Display Units is the term for the portion of the template which displays individual products. There are 4 display options, and when you select one, the sample page on the right side of this form shows you a general layout of how the page will look. For this example, we'll select a static grid pattern, as this is the easiest to work with. Select a working category. This is the category which will be used to create print previews during the design process. Click the Display Unit button, or double-click any display unit on the sample page to continue. Designing a printing template is as easy as dragging and dropping fields from the stack onto the design pad. The stack contains both labels and fields taken from the category you selected as the working category on the previous form. Most forms in Clevercat have a Print Preview button so you can see the effects of your changes as you make them. From the Print Preview, you can start a print job to your printer or PDF writer using the Print command. However, you can only print the current category this way. To print the entire catalog, use the buttons on the main printing menu. Once you've placed the fields where you want them, click the Formatting button. On this form, you can select any field you placed to make it the active cell. Now, you can click any of the formatting option buttons to change the field. This catalog is almost ready to print. Exit the Template Design form and return to the main menu. Click the Configuration button. I want to add a company banner to the top of the page. To do this, double-click this box to select a file. The company banner will show at the top of each form, as well as in the printed page header. Exit the Configuration form and click the Print button on the main menu. Here, you can select which categories you want to print or preview. You can print individual categories or the entire catalog. The TOC, or Table of Contents column, specifies the printing order of your categories. It is important to note that each category prints as a separate print job, unless the compact option is selected. If you're printing to a physical printer, this will not be noticed. If you're printing to a PDF writer, the PDF software will ask you to give each print job a file name. Most PDF writers have the option to combine these separate jobs into a single file. In this example, I simply append and overwrite the same file name. For most users, the steps shown are all that is required to create a basic catalog. Some users will need to create detail tables for their data. Let's return to the Data View form to do this. Currently, this data is organized as individual products. If we look at a print preview, we can see that each product is represented by a single photo. We can also see that many of these products are simply different sizes or colors of the same item. I'll use the sorting grouping function to create detail tables. Select the Create Detail Tables option, and then select a field to group the data by. In this example, we can see that the description is common to the related products. We'll select that field to group the data by. You can also check the Sort Data option if you want to sort the items at the same time. Click the Sort button to continue. Now we can see that the print and suborder numbers have been updated to reflect the new grouping. It is these numbers which actually create the detail tables, and you can change them manually if you need to. Rows with a suborder number of 1 are the main items in each group, and it is data from this row which is used to create the display unit. Row number 1, along with others in the same print order group, is also used in the detail table. When you create your own templates, the template selection list no longer shows the sample templates. You can still access these though by making copies of them, as the copies will be placed on the My Templates list. The current template does not have a detail table, so we'll need to add one. I'm going to make a copy of the previous template and work with the copy. That way, if I make a change I don't like, I can always go back to the original. Adding a detail table to the printing template is as easy as dragging and dropping it onto the design pad. Select and format fields on the detail table the same way you did on the display unit. That's all it takes to create a basic catalog. The remaining tutorials on the site cover all the features of the software in greater detail.